Picture this. You're the third wheel in the greatest songwriting partnership of all time. Year after year, you watch your songs get buried at the end of albums. One track here, maybe two if you're lucky. And then suddenly, you write something so good that even Frank Sinatra calls it the greatest love song in 50 years. That was George Harrison in 1969, and the song was Something. For most of the 60s, Harrison lived in the shadows. Lennon and McCartney dominated every album. They took the spotlight, they got the glory. George got the leftovers. But that was all about to change. Number 1. Something. The song that changed everything. The breakthrough came during Abbey Road. Harrison walked into the studio with a melody he'd been tinkering with during the White Album sessions. Just a simple phrase running through his head. Nothing fancy. Early versions? Absolutely bizarre. He actually tried opening with a line about pomegranates. Yes, pomegranates. Thankfully, that didn't make the cut. What he ended up with became legendary. The song was about movement, about attraction, about something you can't quite put your finger on. People assumed it was written for his wife, Patty. Harrison never confirmed it. He kept that mystery alive. Here's what made it special. McCartney played bass. Lennon sat this one out. Harrison took center stage with a slide guitar solo that sang like a second voice. Producer George Martin draped it in strings without drowning the intimacy. And then came the ultimate validation. Lennon himself admitted it was the best track on the album. He actually said George had finally matched them. Think about that. After years of being overlooked, Harrison had earned respect from the two guys who'd been overshadowing him since day one. Number 2. While My Guitar Gently Weeps. The frustration erupts. But here's the thing nobody talks about. That success didn't come from nowhere. It came from years of suppressed creativity, years of having songs rejected, years of being told, maybe next album. Harrison later revealed he had enough material for 100 Beatles albums. 100. But he was limited to 1 or 2 songs per record. That kind of limitation doesn't just frustrate you, it fuels you. By 1968, the band's atmosphere had turned toxic. The fun was gone. The brotherhood had cracked. And Harrison felt it more than anyone. His response, a song dripping with melancholy and disappointment. He wrote it using an ancient Chinese text as inspiration, random philosophy guiding emotional lyrics. The centerpiece phrase emerged from whatever book he opened first. But here's where it gets interesting. The band barely cared. They gave it a half-hearted attempt and moved on. Harrison was crushed, so he did something bold. He brought in Eric Clapton to play lead guitar. Suddenly, everyone paid attention. The energy shifted. Clapton's solo bled emotion through every verse, while Harrison's words cut deep with bitterness, masked as beauty. When Lennon and McCartney heard the final version, they were stunned. Ringo later said it felt like watching George finally arrive. This wasn't just another Harrison track. This was a masterpiece. Number 3. Badge. Breaking Free. Something shifted after that. Harrison realized he didn't need to stay trapped inside the Beatles bubble. He could collaborate. He could create elsewhere. His first external project? A song with Clapton for Cream's final album in 1969. Harrison couldn't even use his own name because of Beatles contracts, so he hid behind a pseudonym. The title came from a drunken misunderstanding. Clapton scribbled "Bridge" on the lyric sheet. Harrison read it as "Badge." They kept it. Sometimes the best ideas come from happy accidents. The track had dreamy verses and bright bridges that felt almost Beatles-like. Harrison contributed a whimsical lyric about driving cars that added unexpected intimacy. More importantly, it proved something crucial. Harrison could write effectively outside the band. He could be taken seriously as an equal by someone like Clapton. That confidence would soon explode into something massive. Number 4. All Things Must Pass. The rejection that birthed a classic.
All things must pass.
The rejection that birthed a classic. During the Let It Be sessions, Harrison brought in a song he truly believed in, a philosophical meditation on impermanence, on change, on accepting that nothing lasts forever. The Beatles weren't interested. That rejection stung. Harrison held on to the song, kept it close, and when the band finally collapsed, he made it the centerpiece of his debut solo album. A triple album, no less. Recording it required an army. Clapton, Ringo, Billy Preston, members of Badfinger, and Phil Spector to orchestrate the whole thing. Spector built a wall of sound around it. Acoustic guitars, organs, slide guitar, strings, everything layered into something massive yet somehow still delicate. But the lyrics remained simple, honest, comforting rather than mournful. A sunrise doesn't last forever, Harrison sang. And that's okay. It became more than a personal statement. It became a eulogy for the entire 1960s, for the Beatles, for innocence lost. Number 5. Here Comes the Sun, Sunshine After the Storm. April 1969. Harrison was done with Beatles drama. The meetings, the arguments, the legal nightmares. He needed escape. So he drove out to Clapton's countryside home, sat in the garden, picked up an acoustic guitar, and let the sun do the rest. What emerged was pure relief translated into music. The song wasn't about joy. It was about exhaustion finally lifting, about winter ending, about surviving long enough to feel warmth again. The riff sounds like light breaking through clouds. Harrison played in mixed time signatures, but it never feels complicated. It feels natural, inevitable. In the studio, he took charge, added synthesizer textures, layered harmonies that shimmered. Lennon was recovering from a car crash, so Harrison had unusual freedom. They never released it as a single, didn't matter. Decades later, it became one of their most streamed tracks. Its message of quiet resilience never ages. Here's what George Harrison's story teaches us. Limitations don't destroy creativity. They concentrate it. Being overlooked doesn't diminish talent. It sharpens hunger. For years, Harrison was the third Beatle. The one in the background. The one with 1 or 2 songs if he was lucky. But when he finally got space to breathe, he didn't just match Lennon and McCartney. In some ways, he surpassed them. Because while they were the loudest voices in the room, Harrison learned to make every word count. Every note matter. Every song undeniable. And that's a lesson worth remembering. If you loved this deep dive into Harrison's greatest moments, you'll want to see what happened when the Beatles finally pushed their producer too far. Click the video on screen now to keep watching.